and we have with us Colonel Bose, and we have with us Mr. Harish. And yes, of course, will be guiding you regarding all these courses. We will be guiding you regarding all the programs, and definitely first we will be doing some presentation, and then in the last we'll be taking your questions. We have got a lot of questions regarding your doubts related with course and everything. So over to you, Colonel Bose. And I must tell that I know Colonel Bose since last 6 7 years, when he was the CEO of ISDI College, and I have seen him I met you in ISDI. I met him in UID Ahmedabad, and he is since long associated with UID now, and he will explain you everything better. So over to you.
Thank you, Sumit. It's always a pleasure. The fact that you have a motivated students at 8 p.m. on a Sunday itself speaks volumes about the aspiration of these students to get to the best design school in India.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I've got many stories to tell, but I'll try to be crisp and go more for your pointed questions. But these 17 months have been a great call for us. And when I present it, you'll get to see more of it unfolding one by one. We have created 4 centers of excellence of some of the topmost infrastructure in the country. In case the Kappa panel saw, which came only few days back from all the way from Austria under the Felder Center of Excellence, is the only one of its type in India. We have the Adobe Digital Academy, and I'll talk about it. We have the Ultimaker total 3D printing and the AR, VR, and some videos you'll see to get to realize that how design is moving in the area of emerging technology. What is UI UX? We have Spanish faculty to teach us on interaction design, buzzword which is going to be in all the jobs which are going to come. So I have with me my colleague, Professor Harish Sankaran. He's a double master's. He's alumni of Politecnico Milano from Milan, as also Domus Academy. What we have in UID is some of a great faculty strength. And the faculty are about 20 of them are pursuing PhD. We launch our undergraduate program, the global program, the integrated master's 5 years, and the master's 4 programs and doctoral programs. Now we are a fully UGC qualified accredited institution. And when I give you the organogram, today my faculty student ratio is 1:18.25. It's a record that in India, you have a faculty student ratio, 104 faculty members, all from top-notch schools and things of India and abroad. Our curriculum is done through a chair of ASQC, that's the Academic Standards and Quality Committee, which has a very big names as head. We have academic councils from ISCI to IDC to IITs, all very top people, because unless your curriculum, you're serious about your curriculum, you're serious about your infrastructure, and design happens mostly in a residential school. That's why IIMs, IIDCs, Ashoka, OP Jintala are all residential schools. Besides this, there are certain other areas. Just let me share my screen, and then we can go through a short PPT to keep it short so that we can move into the next area. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay, just a second. Let me.
Recording in
दिनेश को बोला कि ब्रेड लाना पहले सुबह.
So I've knowingly kept this as why study design in UID. And one of the reasons is that we have moved to an area in collaboration with some of the top institutes, Swinburne Institute of Technology, the NABA Domus, Nottingham-Trent, and many more, to see the power, to unleash the power of integrated design. Design is moving, it's at an inflection point where emerging technologies are taking over design. And design is not what it looks like, but how it functions. And some of it you'll get to know through our vision and mission. I just want you to ponder a little bit on this slide, how UID has been at the forefront, trying to go for a NAC A++ grading. We have all the structures. Now I have an academic standards and quality chaired by Dr. Vinod Shanbag, IIT, IIM graduate, Ahmadabad. There are so many centers of excellence. Besides the UG, PG, and doctoral programs, there's a research and innovation cell. And later on, I'll tell you that we are the only design school which did 156 IP filings in a single day. The education minister was with us a few days back to congratulate the students. And these are all based on the student mentored by the faculty. We have campus management, academic advisory board with international and national people, a totally new digital library and resources. All are ERP enabled systems. During the time of the pandemic, we swiftly moved to Blackboard LMS so that no student felt that they were losing anything. But what we have done is, in the new year, our campus is open till 10 o'clock at night. The students who missed out, alumni, were told that they can have 1 year of all our resources. Now, in the university, you have the academic council, you have the governing council, you have CSR arms, you have School of Research and Doctoral Studies, and within the academic operations, you have various pedagogical lessons. So you have inter and transdisciplinary studies, you have human-centered studies, you have foundation studies, you have media and maker labs and various centers of excellence. Unless you have a great, one of the best infrastructure and some of the top faculty, design does not happen. It's in the air of UID. And it's for no reason, since we tied up with 3 countries for bringing the BDES Global Program, we were awarded the Adobe Excellence in Curriculum Design. The curriculum design, curriculum pedagogy, how teachers teach, the amount of faculty development programs they have to undergo. We had the Dean of Manchester Metropolitan University for 1 month in campus to teach the latest design pedagogical institutions. So our institution, we have to keep on trying to better the best. Just a little bit snapshot of UID today.
Tomorrow is a dream which has to be made true today. Let's discover a new future. Today we can make things happen at the speed of our thoughts. Be a wanderer. Explore the new world. There are no breaks. Breaks are for those who are content. We are driven by the urge to never siege. It's our biggest strength. Come on, we just started. So get up and fly. There's so much to do. Let's go beyond the sky. We make our own destiny. We never stop. It's what keeps us awake. It's what keeps us ahead. Freedom to create. Freedom to think. Pushing the limits. Boundaries fade away. We are UID, the new integrated dimension of the future.
So we've come to the question, why study design in UID? And that's a fair question to ask. We allow students to follow their passion, all the parameters of student feedback, how they take on after classes. So you have do your passion. We have a maker arena where students can play with robots, play with any type of the modern technological items, Ultimaker, 3D, laser cutter. You ask it and it is there in UID. Future-proof your career, gain real-world experience, and be the driver for all the skills which are going to happen for you. So what is the UID Edge? Totally research-driven, creative and contemporary courses. Now you are in a university where you have a mentor allotted to 25 students across, and they take you across the 4 years. You have internationally benchmarked curriculum, and you have master classes, and at least 25 international faculty will be teaching you at various points in time. We have made MOUs with some of the top international universities where 3 to 4 weeks our international faculty will be in campus to deliver a block teaching. A very strong industry, unique industry experience, cutting edge state-of-the-art labs and equipment, and international faculty, global events. Now, would you believe that in spite of some of the topmost design schools in Ahmadabad, it's UID which runs the Ahmadabad Design Week for 4 days. It's a global event from some of the topmost global thought leaders. So what does one look in a design school? State-of-the-art workshops, industry experience team of faculty, a transdisciplinary campus. We have students from 20 states of India. We have faculty from 19 states and 4 countries. You have beyond the campus years, there is something called the portfolio and global, which keeps on looking at you. In case later on, since I couldn't show the photographs, there are about 60 students, their list is with me, who are traveling abroad to some of the top institutions in the world. Now, what gives the most satisfaction to a teacher? You are all class 12 students. Here is a student who's won the global challenge. It was across throughout the world. And Bhavika has won it. We were there in congratulating her. It was an event organized by Coventry University. We have the whole team of Vachan, Saloni, Raut of product design, who won the Design Award 2020. The students learn from educators and global and national. We have, after every course, every module, there's a display. And if you see this photograph of the Ahmadabad Design Week, this is the Vice President of Parsons, who is also the head of Cumulus. She is attesting to the Ahmadabad Design Week, which was with World Design Organization, IXDA, that's the international of IXDA, and Cumulus. Interaction design. Our students learn the sustainability in design. So there are 3 things which actually matter. One is your accreditation and credentials. Does your degree move across the world? Do you have the best infrastructure and the best faculty within the country? And are there international collaborations? Can you go get scholarships? Can you move across the world? So we have 8 undergraduate programs. In the School of Industrial Design, you have the product design, automobile transportation design, and interaction design. School of Fashion Design has fashion design and lifestyle accessory design. We have visual communication graphics and animation and motion graphics. And maybe very soon we'll be opening out in the gaming area by the next year. And we have interior and furniture design. The masters are for industrial design, fashion design, visual experiential design, and interior and experience design. Some of it will be there in the brochure, so I'm not harping much on it. But I would like to talk a little bit about the MDes Integrated. It's a 5-year fast track program. The numbers who have joined this year are double of last year. You get a spine, that is, first 2 years, you understand entirety of design. Then in a transdisciplinary manner, you do your final project in any of the 4: product design, visual communication, there's fashion design, and there is interior and furniture design. Now, the BDES Global is, I think, the only one of its type in the world, in India. A student go for 3 semesters. So the first semester is foundation. You know how strong and how tough and how good the foundation gives to your next journey of 3 years. Our students of the first year couldn't go to Australia. Australia is still under, but in January, they are going to Italy. We have had many discussions. We have had master classes. We have the team of Italy number of times interacting with students. The next year after Australia, they go to Naba in Italy. And the third year, they go to Nottingham Trent. Now, what does it make you? It makes you a global designer. It makes you an entrepreneur. It gives you such strengths that you get an exploration and an experience of how the world is thinking about design. Think of this course where it gives you such a step up over all others in your batch from your school or in your design school, that you're getting negotiating with teachers. And how did the curriculum come? 3 faculty bodies of 3 countries sat together to make this program. Now, UID is known for its infrastructure. As I was saying in the very beginning, the last year of the pandemic, we doubled down in trying to improve our infrastructure many times over. We have the School of Computational Intelligence, wherein students are exposed to creative coding. There are courses of AI, ML, and how to integrate it with your products, with your interior spaces, how embedded technologies work. Probably this is the only institute where, like the IDC and IITs, where BTech runs in one course within the university, and students can do joint projects, interdisciplinary projects with the School of Law, with the School of Business, with the School of Computational Intelligence, and Liberal Arts. Now, to give you a sense that while we were developing these 156 IPR, it took us 3 months to get the student projects, alumni projects. Every 15 students was with a mentor. And when we had to put a project, we got a lot of help from the School of Business and the School of Law. That is the greatness of having a transdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach, not only to design, but a transdisciplinary campus. Harish and team and Professor Harish will talk about product design and interior design. They have set up a craft innovation center. It will be there if you follow us on Instagram, if you follow us on Facebook. How it is looking like a village, and you can go through the first year to the second year only when you have made your craft documentation file and it's been approved by a jury from outside, from some of the best textile, product, fashion faculty we have outside jury who will look at your craft documentation. We have a number of artisans on our rolls as also artisans, because for a designer, what are you carrying? You're carrying designed by India, made by India. And that is the knowledge and that is the thing which will go outside and show. Unless you know about your heritage, your craft, how will you take it forward? Having realized this, we thought that the first year students should get a good immersion of all the crafts. As such, Western India, we are doubly blessed to be in Ahmadabad. A, it is one of the safest cities in India. B, from automobile to pharma to chemical to petroleum, all the industries have moved to near around us. It is the design capital. It is a UNESCO first city of India. So having seen this in and around you, there's a huge outflow of craft, heritage, textiles. Not many know that Ahmedabad is the is the denim capital of the world. And I'll show you how we are interacting with Italian students on a design project of denim. What do the parents look forward to? They look forward that, are we organizing your internship? Are we organizing your placement? Are we making you ready for going abroad? How do we do it? There's a team which every third semester goes through your SOP, especially in your sixth semester. They make your portfolio ready for international institutes, design schools, as also national design schools. Many of our students do their masters in India and many more do it abroad, and about 70 to 60% look for jobs. That is your internship. So all this gets readied by the career services team. I think if you see this photograph, some of the top designers from Satish to Suhas to Hemant. So we are also members of Cumulus, we are members of IFTI, we are members of World Design Organization, we are members of ADI. So that gives a free flow of faculty, of industry to come to the campus. Students from classroom to corporate are entering some of the top brands across India. They are not only Eastern region, but they also this time, Harish's, at least 4 students did their internships. Of course, it was through virtual, but they did the internships with some of the top architectural firms in Germany, in Singapore, etc. These are some of the salary packages of students, and these are some of the areas: experience design, interaction design, studios, startups. So what we have is also some of the, it's called the K. Karnavati Incubation and Innovation Foundation. It's a Chapter 8 company. So we thought that why not run a company within the design school where students can come and pitch against, to be helped by mentors, and they can start their jobs or near the job while doing their education. So the Karnavati Incubation and Innovation Foundation helps them. I said we did 156, which is a record number of IPR filings in any design school in India and maybe abroad. There are about 15 patents, certain 70 odd copyrights, there are trademarks. Now, when you come to a design school like ours, you get to know how you can defend your design. That's something, because we have a law school, we have a team of top experts who are guiding you so that you can be entrepreneurial, you can set up your own companies. So this is what happened, tied up with the government of Gujarat, SSIP, where the students start up an innovation policy to file 156 on a single day. So these are some of the startups which our students have been doing, something in the area of automotive power. But I think many are interested in the KU Global, or how do you go? We give you scholarships for the first and second in the year 1 and year 2 to go for 15 to 20 days summer schools in any of the MOUs we have. That's the scholarships. There are field trips, there are study trips, there are projects. Your faculty are presenting papers in all the big forums of the world. And through that, many projects come in where we pass it on to the students to do the initial research, field visits, and they all get into joint projects. Now, if you see this list, I've only explained some of them with whom we have very strong MOUs. And MOUs mean that the faculty come to, before they were coming to campus, they are delivering lectures. But we have taken it that while we have 3 or 4 international faculty, why not have the faculty in campus for short durations, very niche, very important areas. So what happens is when the international faculty is in campus, when an academic person is in campus, when the CEO is in campus, it gives a lot of strength to the students to then start opening out in these discussions. How will I do my master's abroad? What is the area where the world is looking at? So this is a very strong case at UID. And not only it was UK, Europe, Germany, and Australia, but now we have moved on to Taiwan. Asia University did the TIDC. We have moved to University, Temple University, one of the top universities of USA, Fordham University, OCAD in Canada. In case what I don't want to disclose at this time is that we are already working with a number of international universities in Canada, in UK, in Australia to set up joint ventures with them so that our students can, anytime they can go for small durations, but that's still work in progress and we are working towards that. So this is what I was talking with Italy, a denim project, where the students of both the countries presented. Unfortunately, it couldn't go for the Milan Fashion Week because we couldn't send the material more than required, and breakup happened in between for the last 17 months. But we are going to take up now that Italy is opening up, and let's hope and pray to God that we are all in the area where we can actually be face to face. The other aspect, I think UID was one of the only institutions that on 15th of July, all the students and all the faculty were in campus. Now, all final year students weren't here, but at least 60 to 70% of the students are in face-to-face, in classes, working, staying in the hostels for the last 2 months now. So which way is the world looking? How's the work changing around? Now, Gandhiji said that you are the change which you want to see. So my next 3-minute short video is dedicated to all the students of Sumit Design Circle. It is called the UID Experience because it is dedicated to you, because you are going to be the spearhead forebearers of tomorrow. let's see what is the UID experience of integrated design. Design along with technology will take us to the next level, where design in India, designed by the students of India, will be the buzzword across the world.
Who are we? They say we are potential. We chase dreams to conquer our fears. We need to stay focused and move ahead with confidence. We need to keep pace with times to reach a larger goal in life. We may be in a hurry, we may be restless, but our vision is clear. New ideas, new challenges, making us future ready. Moving up is the only way. The experts guide our journey to excellence, help us take a lead, act fearless. They say, be passionate, take chances, think out of the box, think beyond the ordinary. We create, innovate, learn, unlearn. Absorb the emerging technology. It's a new paradigm in creative thinking. We believe in taking leaps, a leap that's powered by knowledge. We are prepared to take on the future. It's integrated. We collaborate, we celebrate, we laugh, we live. We are proudly unconventional. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Karnavati gives me a sky to fly, a journey to explore the future. It's not just a college for education, it's an experience. Experience KU, Karnavati University.
So I thought I didn't take too much time, Harish. So I hope you all got some of the answers, or some of the vignettes of what is life, because they say that it's more than a lifetime to be a student, and everyone enjoys the student after school. Lot of ambitions, lot of areas. So what I would request is our head of department and associate director in the School of Interior Design, Professor Harish, will give you a little bit glimpse of how pedagogy happens, what are the areas, how students are doing wonderfully well after as alumni. We have set up chapters, and soon we are setting up alumni chapters in London and in other countries. So we have a very holistic way of looking at the entire experience of a student at UID and Karnavati University. Harish, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Wonderful, very inspiring presentation. Reflects all that we do, and a little bit of what we've aspired to do as well. I think we're pretty much there in terms of what is, in terms of our curriculum as well. What should I say? I think the presentation was so comprehensive, so elaborate as well. That's exactly the area that we're moving to. And I think the very few design schools, I'm not sure if there is any private design schools which really look at pushing boundaries. And that's a very appropriate thing to say. Pushing boundaries should be the appropriate thing to say. What we've done as part of our curriculum is phenomenal in terms of where we've moved from what we were 3 years back and how we've actually molded ourselves into preparing ourselves and our students for the next 5 to 10 years. And I think we've been able to strategically foresee what the industry is going to be, leaving behind a lot of other design schools in terms of the curriculum in itself. Now that I've spoken about the curriculum, let me introduce how the curriculum is actually set. We kind of go backwards. The 4th year, of course, is the industry connect that happens. There's a graduation project that happens. There's an internship that happens. But the 3rd and the 1st year by itself is a integrated foundation. It's more of a transdisciplinary foundation that happens. The 2nd and the 3rd year are the core for us in terms of each of the disciplines are concerned. The 2nd year concentrates in the core of the crescent world. That's where we focus on. The 3rd year, in the 5th semester, we slowly move towards the existing and the probable world that is there. When we say that, that's where we start integrating technology. That's where we start introducing projections in terms of projection mapping and stuff, and also in terms of other computational aspects that come in. 6th semester is where we concentrate on design futures, the plausible worlds. That's exactly where we identify, the students identify entrepreneurs in them, students identify their creative elasticity as well. And that's also where there's a lot of transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary work that happens among, let's say, product and animation students, product and computational intelligence students, interior and product students, interior and animation students. There's a lot of work that happens in the 6th semester across disciplines. And they're free to develop a project which is interdisciplinary in nature, and that kind of reflects that the complexity of work that happens and the complexity of the world that we're going to be encountering as well, or the world that we're going to be getting into as well. Brings in a lot of collaborative work. I should say there are a couple of events that's coming up, which also focuses on where we're moving. Kriya, that's the annual event of the product design, School of Industrial Design, which involves automobile and transportation, product design, and interaction design. Wonderful speakers coming in. Also, that there are lots of interesting displays as part of their exhibition as well. The 2nd event that's coming up in October is also Praxis. Interesting speakers. I'll name a few just to understand what's Praxis is the annual event of the interior and furniture design program. The speakers involve not just architects and interior designers. There are 3 of them who are coming in, but the rest of the 12 speakers come from game design. There are a couple of speakers from game design. There are a couple of speakers from who design virtual digital environments. When we say digital environments, they design exhibitions based on digital environments, businesses which showcase work as part of digital interactive environments as well. There's a digital artist who's coming in. So it's quite varied in terms of, there are a couple of more who are going to be talking about design futures, digital futures, and how that's going to be impacting products, how it's going to be impacting fashion, how it's going to be impacting spaces as well. Apart from that, the product design school has also got a couple of very interesting speakers. One who's a neuroscientist. Why is a neuroscientist coming in? Because the area of design is also, computation is one part of it, but you need to be able to acquire so much of data in terms of how you work with computational intelligence. And neuroscience is one huge area, and that's where design is moving on as well. Designers are moving towards cognitive psychology and understanding neuroscience in its method to understand how creativity works. So that can be translated into how artificial intelligence can be molded in most ways. Because right now, what's happening in the area of creative research, creative data mining as well, is on this area cloud of neuroscience in itself. So that's exactly the area that we're moving in right now. And that's the area of research that's happening in terms of how spatial environments are
Harish,
working.
you've got 5 minutes.
Robotics
You've got 5 minutes because students would be asking questions, and I'm sure
Fair enough.
Sumit is there. But what
Fair.
is coming out from Professor Harish's talk is that design is now quite a serious business. Designers are moving. They're the most powerful people today. If you do any statistics, they
Yes,
are
sir.
behind so many other areas which are moving in, especially research. And therefore, we were very lucky to have the computation intelligence and BTech teachers to be teaching us. But also liberal arts. See the other side, the right side of the brain of the designer. There's such a lot which can be seen from what is called the culture, the subcultures, the microcultures in and around. When a student goes for perception environment study, he goes to the small bazaar, he does the whole photographic research, he does anecdotal research, he researches. So gradually designers and institutes like UID, which has got a huge, about nearly 40 acres of campus, lot of faculty all around, faculty, mentors who are there from outside who can help them. We have people from IIT, IIM, etc. coming besides the international who come and do master lectures. So I just wanted, I didn't tell you at that time. So this is the list of students who are going abroad. They are going to SCAD, they're going to Milan, London School of Fashion, they're going to Central St. Martin's, Institute of Marangoni, London, Ashna Brahmbhatt, Polymoda, Advaita, Glasgow, RMIT. Of course, RMIT will take some time. Coventry, Sheffield Hallam, and Nottingham Trent. They are doing Masters Luxury Brand. They are doing integrated fashion management. So designer is now also looking at certain niche areas to cover their journey, whether it's management, whether it's data sciences. And what Harish didn't tell that his course is also looking at some of the new areas. Now, parametric design, speculative design, even in the area of fashion, visual communication. So visual communication is one of the flagships of UID. Nearly huge numbers have joined visual communication, and they were the ones who, for them, it's the Apple MacBook and the Mac Air which helps them in the digital labs, etc. And some of the brightest students, and they are formed their own companies. Vamika was one who met with the chief minister the other day. She has just passed out. She's already opened a startup, and on Monday we are going to take her to for some of the work which can be taken on by the government. So, in some ways or the end, now UID is looking like a very serious private institution. Huge numbers, huge faculty, some of the cutting edge infrastructure, and some of the top end of discussions, faculty development. It is some bone. How do you go and present papers and it gets accepted in Cumulus, it gets accepted in Rome, it gets accepted, and you are getting these design challenges? If there was not the faculty backing and some of the top faculty having these discussions, which then get back into the curriculum. And a third party, that's the Academic Standards Committee, which looks at each and every format. So that's something, and I think if Sumit, you have any questions, any students would like to ask, we are most.
Yes, sir. Now we are moving into the last segment that we have got few questions. First question is very basic, of course, sir. What kind of fees they can expect that they have to pay along with the hostel facility for the 4 years?
So I'll just read it out one by one, and I think it's getting recorded. Someone can even look at it. A Bachelor of Design, 4 years. Per semester is 2.25 lakhs. It comes to 18 lakhs for the 4 years. This is the basic tuition fee. For master's design, it is 2 lakhs only. That's 2 into 4, that's 8 lakhs. for a global design program where you only have to pay for your air ticket and whatever you need as bursaries or stay there, because the fees of is already been paid. Whenever you go, the tuition part is paid. It is 3.5 lakhs per semester. It is a 28 lakhs course, and it gives you experience much beyond the money which is there. The integrated masters is 2.25 per semester, same as the Bachelor of Design. Only thing, because it is 10 semesters, is 22 lakhs. Now the hostel. Around me, I purposely came and stayed today on Sunday in office just to get the atmosphere, because there was a holiday on Saturday and we have been having quite many holidays this month. So AC twin sharing is 1,20,000 and they have to deposit security deposit of 50,000. For boys and girls both, AC triple sharing is 80,000 only, and they have a deposit of 35,000. The mess fees is 70,000 for the whole year. It was about 65 last year. It has been increased a bit. You get 4 meals. You have breakfast. I also had the same meals, and I was staying in the campus for the last 1.5 years, from 17th of March till about 2 weeks back. Me and Harish were here in campus. So this is what as the fees is concerned.
Right. So one question I just got that UID also is offering a course of furniture and interior design, which is with the name of the same course is being offered in an ID, and the students are quite serious about that. What this course is all about, how much interiors is involved and how much furniture is involved in the course of.
Yeah. So that's a very good question, because when we were doing the curriculum mapping, there's some of the questions we asked ourselves. And this is a part where Harish will never stop in saying how the two can be melded. But we have got some great furniture exponents coming. So we have the Bram's workshop, who's an Algerian working out of Mysore. He comes and does a three-week workshop with us. We have Dimensions, another company who make very cutting-edge mixed material furniture. They are on our board. We have local faculty who have graduated from SEPT and NID on campus. And I don't want to show, but the type of the Felder workshop, if I can show a few photographs, is out of the world type of furniture machinery, which UID, it's costing, I think, 1 crore plus.
Course will be more inclined towards interiors.
Yeah. So yeah, let Harish give the answer, because this is something it's at points, but what are the outcomes of that, Harish will give.
Yeah. See, not comparing what they do in NID. NID, it's more of a furniture component than the interior component, because they do have retail and others, which is out of that part of it. So what we do is, the first year is a foundation. In the second year, the third semester, both there is an interior design studio and there's a furniture design studio, which runs parallelly. I'll first explain what happens in the interior design studio. Third semester, you have My Space that happens, which is smaller structures, spaces that you can relate to on a day-to-day basis. Fourth semester, you have commercial spaces and hospitality coming up. Fifth semester, you have spaces of business, which concentrates on retail and other digital environments, introduction to digital environments and introduction to UX and UI, simply because the future of retail is not just space, because there is a virtual environment that happens which intersperses along with the physical environment. Simply put, Pepperfry was digital, was conceived in a virtual environment, but they have physical stores now. So the experiences change. And so fifth semester is an introduction to digital environments and retail and all business formats. Hybrid retails. When we say hybrid retails, it's not the straightforward retail, but when you have multiple products, multiple different areas of products that happen. Sixth semester, we move into design futures, where we don't look at the present. The natural world is one, the human world is one. But interestingly, what we've created after 2000 is a virtual world that happens. And the possibility of this virtual world and the physical world, existence of the physical, evolution of this physical world in the near future. Yeah, that's where we have speculative thinking that comes in. Essentially, in terms of thinking patterns, what we do is in the third semester, we look at design thinking, which is a traditional format of waterfall method of design thinking that happens. Fourth semester, we look at an agile format, which goes back and forth in design thinking in itself. Fifth semester, we move on to systems thinking, which is you look at a larger picture, a whole, and identify parts of it and how they're interconnected. Sixth semester, when we say design futures, we're looking at speculative thinking. So that's the progression of how thought happens and how we impart that thought as well. Coming to the furniture studio, third semester, we have simple furniture design, SFD, which concentrates on joineries, specific to wood, metal, and its combinations. Fourth semester, we have craft-based furniture and accessories that happen. Fourth semester is dedicated to craft in most ways. Fifth semester, we're looking at complex furniture designs, where we understand mechanisms and how that translates into furnitures in itself. Furnitures in the fifth semester level is not restricted to home furnitures or office furnitures, but they can translate into partitions, windows, balcony elements, facade architecture. Fifth semester is also where we introduce parametric design. So that kind of translates into how mechanism-based furnitures can be looked at. Sixth semester, we look at furniture systems. Furniture systems, not necessarily restricted to stackable furnitures or modular furnitures or expandable furnitures that happen, generative furnitures that happen, but also robotic-based furnitures systems, where there is a sensor-based furnitures that happen, which transformative furnitures that happen. So we're looking at systems of that format in the sixth semester. So that's the progression that happens. Seventh semester, they get into internship. Eighth semester is your graduation project.
Absolutely.
So there's Sumit, there's a lot of happening, because when we were setting up the AutoCAD Center of Excellence, we thought the benefit of parametric design. So the students have just gone through, because that deals with structures. Furniture is going to be the major beneficiary of the parametric design thought, which is also parametric design can also go to space-based structures, which has got implications in the defense industry, aerospace industry. So our students, maybe, I don't know how much, but of course it is at a much higher level at CEPT, etc. But our students are getting to know some of the cutting edges technologies which involve furniture of today. And
Doctor has made it absolutely clear. So, I mean, no one could have explained it in a better way as a Mr. Hari. So the next question, because since I have a lot of questions and we have 6 more minutes left, so I just want you to answer very quickly that is the visual communication course in NID has a fashion element in it, or if a student wants to go for the course of fashion communication, will be they getting the same or even 25-30% thing in the course what UID is offering?
So I'll tell you, we are following some of the best methodologies and processes. So there's an open elective. The open elective and the choice-based credit system is, so we are evaluating all our programs. Our Vice Chancellor is IIM Ahmadabad. Our Pro Vice Chancellor is BITS Pilani. We have the whole team of IQAC. So we are evaluating everything. So open electives and transdisciplinary design is some of the ways students can have a system by which they can opt for one of these courses.
So they can go for fashion communication.
Yeah. So fashion per se is also fashion. It's fashion styling and image, and it's also fashion communication. Our communication skills is also the whole course, from oral, verbal, non-verbal, everything is by being redesigned with a huge immersion, including we'll have labs, we'll have a voice and also a communication lab very soon, where students, because every student has to do IELTS, every student who wants to go abroad has to get 7.5. So we want to build that thing which is fast moving, this library classes, literature review, besides the research review, which happens from the third year onwards. But to get that, so there's an open elective where students can go cross-disciplinary studies.
Just to add to what Colonel Bose was actually saying, faculties are also quite varied that way. You have people from the fashion industry with a fashion background who are part of the graphic communication school.
Two of them. Two NIF faculty are there in the visual communication.
Yeah, and there are space designers, architects who are part of visual communication department, and there's a product designer who's part of the fashion school, because fashion by itself is one a product in its own way. So there's a lot of mixed match of faculties and their backgrounds. I think that brings out a lot of good texture.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Harish, for pointing it out, because someone from UCA UK and two from NIF Bombay are part of the visual communication department. Similarly, product.
Sharmishta is also a product designer, I guess.
Yeah. And many from architecture went into visual communication. So it's many, means it's NID per se as such.
I understood, sir. So the question the student have asked is still not clear. That in the visual communication course, will they be doing the part of fashion? Like if they choose the electives, they will be able to do the fashion styling. Yes,
the answer is yes, because on the open elective and choice-based credit system.
All right. So the second question I have is that, like, I myself visited UID 3 years back, and I have seen a lot of students doing the block printing, the thing related with textile, and the good artisans were there. So the student, if they are interested for textile design, will fashion design a good option for them to choose in UID?
Yeah. So if you have seen at that time, we have a
lot
of people from doing organic, tie and dye. So Harish's team has already given the proposal for the whole craft village inside the campus. So one side of it is entire craft village. Unfortunately, if I have time, I'll be able to show you that. What a craft village looks like. Just give me a minute. Otherwise you'll never get it.
UID campus 3 years back is not the same right now.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely unidentified. You won't be able to relate to a lot of things that were there. Now it's completely hybrid right now.
Yes, I've heard a lot from the students who are studying there. In fact, my student has stopped. Her name is Mitali. She has stopped the foundation year. And she was very happy to share the news.
So if you see the Craft Innovation Center, this is made by Harish. Can you all see? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what the Craft Innovation Center is, the whole holistic understanding of that. Then we did a whole recall how to set up the Craft Innovation Center. And this is going to be beyond how it is going to look like. And this is what the Craft Innovation Center is going to do. Out of the world, working there with the amphitheater, with all the craftsmen working. So this is how it's going to be set. So Harish, you give me marks for putting your name there.
All right. So I think you have answered most of my questions. So the last question student have is there any scholarship available in UID if they perform better for second year, third year, or the subsequent years? Is there any scholarship available?
So this is quite a asked question. And the answer is a little bit of here and there, because there's no scholarship is not driving UID. Faculty and the infrastructure is driving UID. So we plow everything back. There are certain defense and other scholarships with the university gives, but UID per se does not give scholarships. The first scholarship it is given is to the first and the second best students of each section to go abroad, free tuition fee and free for a summer school. This is somehow it couldn't happen. We had a budget of nearly 75 lakhs. It's still lying with me. So this year, if the travel allows, come July 22, students, at least about 45 to 50 students will get scholarships to go.
All right. All right. So a student Ashita has asked that suppose we have taken the stream in the first year, like while applying, and after studying for first year foundation year, can we move to any other stream in second year?
Yeah. So there are two parts of it. The first part is between the first semester and second semester, a window is created. A window which doesn't have any implications, where your it's good that your teachers have understood what is your competence, and there's a window created, you can apply and you can move. After the first year, it becomes through a special committee of the university, which allows you. Means if you have done the whole year, because then a certain amount of competencies get difficult, especially sometimes the GDP student, because they are dealt with differently. That course is totally different. So sometimes they have these things of moving here, there. But to answer it correctly, between the first and second semester, no-go, a window is created, you can always take, and your parents can meet the teachers, can meet and to get a correct view, because sometimes you also want to come back after the next 6 months. For the months who want to move between the first year and second year into a course which they haven't chosen and they want to go, it goes through a special committee.
I just got I thought it was the last question, but I've got one more question. Suppose the situation of COVID still remains the same. How does the global exchange program works the four different years?
Yeah. So let's say in July 22, that's the second year of the people who came, and July 21, they were to go to Australia. So Italy has opened up. So we have changed the curriculum in such a way that we have worked out. So they are going to Italy in in January, and then they'll go to Australia the next year. So because it is interdisciplinary, when you go to Australia, you do design factory at Swinburne. You'll be lucky in your life to do a design factory type of a whole course, because there are only 8 or 9 design factories in the world. Similarly, when you go to NABA, you do another, because you get a Fendi chap, you get all these people inside your class. When you go to Nottingham Trent, it's research driven, and you get to then look at, would you like to do your master's there? So it's been done very well, but they have not, so there's no short change. Till now, everything looks as far as things are there, and come the next semester, then they'll be going to Australia.
Yes, I must say that UID is the first college who have called all the students in the campus, and including hostel to labs to classroom, everything is operating, when other colleges are still thinking of that how to start, and they have started things online. UID already.
And weekend vaccination drives are happening.
So we also have 17th, which was Prime Minister's birthday. We have every week there's a vaccination drive in the campus.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday. Yeah.
So Rikita is asking, what is lifestyle accessory design to offer in UID?
So lifestyle accessories, I think they are the happiest students, because they start earning within the first year itself. They do glass and ceramics. They do jewelry, and they do leather. And since we have beefed up, as I think you should come now once to see what UID has become between the last 3 years, especially the amount of push we put into the COVID year, because that's the only time we thought about things, what we could do best for the students once they come in, is that some very good leather work is also happening. So these are the 3 basic areas of lifestyle accessories.
I have been invited, and most likely I'm coming in October.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Sir has asked me that the UID which you have seen is now, you might not be able to recognize the infrastructure now.
You will not. You will not. If you see if you only see the Felder workshop, and I've seen it where I was there before, and now you can see the difference. Means
Yes,
it's a
guys,
totally computerized based panel saw. Means it's not even cutting edge. It's something space worth of working. It's the only one in India as of today.
The students have already started working. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And yes, one more thing I want to add, that if you are interested in sports, there are a lot of space to play sports. So you can have day and light stadium. So
in case we have a mini IPL where you have to, find your team, and you have to bet and all that, and form your team. Yeah.
So 3 weeks back, the football league just got over. So.
Yeah.
If you are a sports lover, I think UID is one college where you can pursue your hobby, sports, as a career also. They have such a beautiful
and you can even one round, because I've been there, I've been walking every day. One round is about 3.5 kilometers. So that's, you can say how long, how much it is.
All right, so I think I'm done with all the questions. And on Sunday, a lot of kids have joined, and with your permission, I want to share the recorded video with all the students who are
Sure.
who have missed the session.
And might I add that you're most welcome. All students are most welcome to come when they, of course, their parents let some more time go. Please come and see, because seeing is believing, and meeting the students, you'll get a sense that how your next 4 years are going to be, how we push ourselves to push you to the place you belong.
I always say that do not believe in the secondary feedbacks. Always feel, and the primary thing which you see, which you experience on with your eyes and ears, it's altogether a different thing. So
Sure.
thank you so much, everyone, for joining on Sunday also, and thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sumit, for giving us an opportunity to interact with your students. We'll be having some more good news, but let December come and
Yes,
we'll
I
discuss
know.
that again.
That's the reason I'm not saying anything, but I know a lot of good news is coming from you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Harish. Yeah. Bye.
Pleasure, sir.
Yeah.